It is finally time for the men's 100-meter finals in this year's Paris Olympic Games. There may not be a single more anticipated event in this year's Olympics, because this race has single-handedly reignited the flames of rivalry between the United States and Jamaica when it comes to sprints. In this field, we have the returning world champion in the 100 meters, Noah Lyles, who is looking to make history as the first U.S. athlete to win an Olympic gold medal in this event since 2004. But before he can mount the podium of Olympic greatness, he has to outrun Ghion Thompson from Jamaica, who currently holds the fastest time in the world this year, with a clocking of 9.77 seconds. Hailing from this small island in the Caribbean, Thompson has absolutely taken the world by storm this season. He's got a powerful start, he has crazy acceleration, and from everything that we can see, his top speed is up there with the absolute fastest athletes in the world. Thompson is honestly an intimidating runner, given his powerful frame and incredible speed. And the only thing that Thompson really does not have right now is international racing experience on the big stage, because this is actually his very first global championship. However, after his breezy first-round win, where he jogged a time of 10 seconds flat, people are once again seeing his abilities, and they are choosing to see him as the favorite. Now, in our updated poll asking all of you who will come out on top in this men's 100, the favoritism still goes to Noah Lyles at 55%, but this gap has steadily been closing ever since Thompson ran his first round. Now, for Noah's first round, he actually came in second with a time of 10.04, finishing behind Louis Henschliff of Great Britain. But for this opening round, the important thing was to survive and advance, and that is exactly what Noah did. Now, the original script for the men's 100 was a battle among Ghion Thompson, Noah Lyles, and Oblique Seville from Jamaica, three of the most consistent and speedy athletes in the world this season. But after the opening round, the floodgates of speed opened faster than anyone could realize. In addition to these three looking strong, we also have many other athletes looking fresh and quick. There's Kenny Benerick and Fred Curley, who ran the fastest times in the opening heats, and they both looked very controlled in their efforts. We have Emmanuel Aseme from Cameroon, who looked very strong with a time of 9.98. And we also have to mention Akani Simbine and Letsile Teboho from Botswana, two African legends who looked very controlled in their opening rounds. This opening round showed us that this 100 field is actually a lot more balanced than we thought, and it's anyone's guess as to who will make it onto the podium in this year's Olympic finals. But the first step to get to the finals will be three incredibly challenging semifinals, and as we all expected, the drama and speed of these semis was absolutely insane. In the very first round of these semifinals, the speed of these athletes was unquestionable. And for heat number 1, Oblique Seville dropped an absolute bomb, taking first place over Noah Lyles with a new PR of 9.81 seconds, defeating Noah Lyles in second, who achieved a time of 9.83. These two were flying, but it's crazy to think that just to automatically qualify, you had to run a time of 9.83, which was fast enough to win last year's World Championships, but for this Olympic season, it was the time just to qualify. Now, this opening heat was certainly fire, as two of the favorites made it through into the next round. But then for Heat 2, we saw all of the drama, and that's because Akani Simbine from South Africa came away with a huge win in 9.87 seconds, and he was followed quite closely by his fellow African Letsile Teboho, who qualified in 9.91. But then just look at this blanket finish from second to fourth. This field was separated by just 0.02 seconds from the second-placed position to fourth, with Marcel Jacobs in third at 9.92 and Kenny Benerick from the US in fourth at 9.93. This was potentially problematic for both Jacobs and Benerick, who didn't qualify automatically, so they would both have to wait until the final to see if their times were fast enough. And this brings us to the third and final heat, and this might have been the craziest of them all. Just look at this start list. There's Ghion Thompson, Fred Curley, Andre DeGrasse, Zarnell Hughes, Ferdinand Amanyala. No matter which way you slice this, there would be numerous big names going home today. And for this final, well, Ghion Thompson stole the show. With a pure power sprint, he won this race with a time of 9.80, and with a new season's best of 9.84, Fred Kerley finished quite close in second. Now, finishing behind these two was Benjamin Richardson in third, followed by Hakeem Sonny Brown, and then Andre DeGrasse in 9.98. And even though many great times were run in this heat, including 5 total sub-10s, Richardson, Sonny Brown, DeGrasse, Hughes, and Omanyala, unfortunately, did not qualify for the finals. This brings us to one of the craziest starting lists I have ever seen. Just look at this lineup for the men's 100 finals. We have the 2 Jamaican speedsters with the fastest time in the semis. We have all 3 of the United States athletes. We have the 2 African runners in Akani Simbine and Letsili Teboho. And we also have the defending Olympic champion, Marcel Jacobs from Italy. Every single athlete in this final has something huge to prove, whether it be a title defense, proving to the world that your world #1 ranking is no fluke, or just bringing home some hardware from the Olympic Games. This final is set to be absolutely unforgettable. So now, without further ado, let's head down to the track to see how this men's 100 final unfolded. After a fair start, Noah fell behind almost immediately, and given what Oblique Seville and Kashane Thompson have done, this seemed to be over from the gun. But then, something unbelievable happened. Noah responded with some of the best acceleration that I have ever seen, and all the way to the tape, it was anyone's guess as to who won. And after the race, we were still waiting as to who came out on top. But by 4/1000ths of a second, the winner of this year's Olympic Games was Noah Lyles with a new PR of 9.79, just barely edging out Kashane Thompson in second. Now, winning the bronze was actually Fred Kerley in 9.81, making this one of the fastest 100-meter races to ever go down, and it was certainly one of the closest 100 finals in Olympic history. And it's pretty crazy to think that just to get into the top 8 here, you had to run faster than 9.91. I'm not sure if this is the record for most athletes under 9.9 in the same race, but it very well could be. This was a star-studded 100, and Noah Lyles proved a lot of people wrong in this race. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, until next time.